afternoon, ladies. I'm so grateful to be here. I thank God for this opportunity, and especially Pastor Ann, as she's affectionately called. I'm losing my voice a little bit, so hopefully, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I mean, gosh, these are some tough acts to follow. I don't know what y'all gonna get out of me. No, I think I've got something good for you, but you were such a blessing. All of the women today. Let's give a hand clap of praise for them. So basically, what I do is I help creative entrepreneurs, glam, grow, and monetize their online presence. But because of that, I'm a mompreneur because I have 2 little kids, and life is hectic when you're an entrepreneur with children. So, you guys don't have my story with you, but I'll tell you a little bit about my story. So when I was preparing to have my second child, my family and my friends were like, how are you gonna have another child? Like, your head is kind of falling off with the first one, not connected to your shoulders with the first one. So I'm like, I started believing all of those things that they said about me because I had been untimely. I had been, struggling to keep a schedule and keep a balance and all of those things, which is a constant struggle for me. But instead of keep telling myself those things, those negative things, I sought out solutions to fix it. So that's what I'm kind of going to talk to you guys about today. Let me pop this open. So first, what I would like to ask everyone is hands raised, and keep your hands raised for me if you will. How many of you set goals? Okay, and then how many out of those, how many people are excellent planners and organizers? All right, we lost a few hands. And how many people are excellent at planning? They can plan things to the T, but then they don't execute. Okay, that's me. That used to be me. So that's what I'm kind of going to talk to you guys about. And, I've already shared that I'm certainly not the poster child for planning, but I am the poster child for figuring out a way to master, the work-life balance thing. And it's not really a mastery. It's more of finding your rhythm and your that will help you operate at your best capacity. So let's get into it. So today I'm going to share with you 6 steps to helping you become a graceful girl boss. So I identify with the girl boss movement, and it's not about age. You can be 20, you can be 85, but being a girl boss is more so having this vibe of owning it, being who you are, whoever that is, and owning it, putting everything that's within you into what you do and how you do it. So anybody feel like a girl boss? All right, cool. So we're going to talk about the 6 steps to being a graceful girl boss. And the first one I'm going to talk about is goal setting. The other steps are monthly planning, weekly routines, daily habits, having a strategic online presence, and gratitude. And I'm sorry that the person who was going to be here to talk about branding didn't make it, but hey, that's what I do, so right. That God worked that in my favor. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about, like I said, is goal setting. And if you guys have a notepad, I'm going to be spilling out a lot of information, so feel free to take notes. This quote I love about goal setting, and it's from a planner designer called Day Designer. That was the first planner I bought when I embarked upon my second child in my new journey of trying to be organized. So they say yearly goals plus monthly actions plus weekly routines plus daily habits equals a well-designed life. But one quote I like a little bit even more than that comes from my favorite book, the Bible. And it says, write the vision and make it plain.
That's right.
We all have visions. And if we don't, Tiffany can help you out. But most of us have visions, but without making it plain, without writing it down, it's very rare that you will get there. Every successful person that you admire practices writing their visions and their plans down. And I want to be successful. I don't know about you.
That's right.
So the first thing is yearly goal setting. How do you do this? Where do you start? So for me, I never used to set goals. I set them in my head, like, oh, I want to be rich. I want to be a girl boss. But I never actually said, in 2018, I want to make 6 figures. And I never said how I'm going to make 6 figures. So yearly goal setting is really exactly what it sounds like. It's setting your goals, setting what you want to attract into your life. So a fun way of doing it, and especially, like I said, I deal a lot with creativepreneurs, but I love to do a vision board. That helps put things, it helps to inspire you, and it's a fun activity. But doing a vision board, you can do it in many ways. You can do it the old school way, which I love, getting a bunch of magazines, cutting out images that represent what you're aspiring to be. So it's not just a collage, but it's finding an image of someone that you admire and saying, this is how I want to be in my professional life. I like the style she has. This is how I want my home to look. I want it to be organized and clean and people to be able to pop over for impromptu. I'm not there yet. But it's on my vision board, so I'm going to get there. It's what kind of lifestyle do you want to have? Do you want to start a lifestyle that you read your Bible every morning? Have that on your vision board. The life that every area of your life that you want to see improve and grow, put that on your vision board. Another thing that I've just done recently, and I absolutely love it, is called the Perfect Day Exercise. So basically, it's the written form of a vision board. But when you do the Perfect Day Exercise, you write in your ideal day. So like I said, we all have visions. So this is a day of you, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whenever it is that you're going to become the person that you are. So my day will start with, and you get very descriptive, my day will start with waking up to ocean waves. I can smell the ocean breeze because my doors, my glass doors or whatever, French doors are open in my room, and my room overlooks the water. Wake up next to my handsome husband who's still asleep, and I put on my exercise clothes. Oh, because he's been working hard all night. That's why, y'all. But, and also, I'm going to get to it because my morning routine is my time of solitude. So I like to get up before everyone. And so when I do it, I put on my cute exercise clothes I love at leisure wear. And that's what it usually is, more of leisure than athletics. But I put on my cute little Nike's outfit and I go take a run on the beach or do yoga on my in my yard by the pool. I don't have any of this, guys, but I'm going to have it one day because I'm speaking it. This is biblical. And I had to learn this from the world, quite honestly, to say, oh my God, they're telling me what the Bible has been telling me. So we've got to put into action what God has already given us, right? Amen? Amen. So I want you guys to do that exercise one day when you can. You can look it up on YouTube to get an idea of how to do it. But I hope I gave you a good head start. He actually, the guy who created it, gave me that idea that I wanted to smell the ocean breeze. I'm like, yeah, I do. Okay, so next is quarterly goal setting. So I actually I started late this year with this. So I didn't even do one for the entire year, but I did a quarterly vision board. And so quarterly, like I said, quarterly goal setting, you can do a vision board with. So what do I want to happen in this quarter? What am I, like, I turned 30 this year in December, so I have a birthday trip, so I want to lose a little weight. So what do I want exactly to happen this quarter, that I can put on my vision board? It's good to have that long-term vision board of 1 to 5 years, but it's good to also have one that you can look at every single day for what's happening right now. So, and with quarterly goal setting, you want to set specific, measurable goals. You want to make 5,000 this month? How many clients do you have to have, or how many products do you have to sell to make 2,500 every 2 weeks, or to make, help me mathematicians, 1,250 every week, something like that. So set specific and measurable goals so that you can judge yourself, so that you can question yourself, like Tiffany said. Why didn't I meet my goal? You can't just have visions without a plan. They go hand in hand.
Yes, they do.
Okay, next is monthly planning. So Brian Tracy, I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he's a renowned coach and planner. Just, one of the gurus. But I love this quote from him. It says, plan your months the month before, your weeks the week before, and your day the day before. So this is what I live by now. So one of the tips and hacks that I like to do is to theme my month. Like this month, my goal is to grow my email list. So give your months a theme so that you're not all over the place like, I have 20 things I need to get done this month. You're not going to get 20 things done, girl. So have one for each thing. And when you're doing your yearly planning, that's when you set those things for each of your months. At least the first quarter, because sometimes things change. And sometimes you need 2 months for one thing. So secondly, you want to set specific goals again, specific measurable goals. For your months, you want to stick to 4 to 5 projects per month. So if we use the example of growing my email list, the first week I might set up my blog. The second week I might work on outlining live streams. The third week I might do my graphics that are needed for the month. Then I might create my funnel, which is just like a sales funnel. And then the 5th week, I might plan out my guest post. Just reading that was out of order. But just to give you an idea of how you split up a one huge project into different weeks. The second thing you definitely want to incorporate in your monthly planning is budgeting. Most of our bills are due the same time every single month. So why not plan ahead for them and know what's coming this first week? And that's going to help you establish how much you need to actually make, in each of your weeks and for each month. But definitely go over budgeting. What things are prepaid? what, are automatically drafted out, and what things do you have to actually take action and go pay. Have those in your monthly spread so that you don't forget. I forget a lot, so I like to have as many as I can automatically drafting out of my account. It's easy, and in the beginning of the year, I started working on my credit, and so that's very important. The most important thing is to pay your bills on time. If building your credit.
That's right.
Okay, so what are some other things that you're planning in your month? Holidays, special events, business promotions, birthdays, bills due, like I said, and habits that you want to start. So we all know that it takes 21 days, right, to start a new habit. Some studies are saying it's taking longer now, more like 66 days. But
wow.
Why not dedicate a month to forming a new habit? If you get up every morning and exercise and do it for 21 days straight, you will have formed a habit. It's just that simple. Our lives can change just in a year, just in 3 months, if we do the work and put the action in.
That's good.
Okay, so weekly routines. So I also like to theme my weeks in the days of my week. So basically, and also batch my tasks. So for instance, let me see. I thought it was there. But a Monday for me might look like Mondays. My husband and I just put this into play. But on Mondays, we do meal planning and go to the grocery. That's the plan. Okay. But Mondays, we do that. And then also on Mondays is when I'll do my work for my business, because I'm a business owner that has a service-based business. So I've learned that I have to put time in for my business as well as for their businesses. Because for so long, I would give them all of the attention, and my business was looking like a little sad puppy. Some common mistakes that I used to do this a lot, and I still, I have to catch myself every once in a while, but not having a priority for your day. So I read this book called The One Thing by Jay Papazian, and it talks about, first of all, it debunks the myth that we're supposed to multitask. We're not efficient when multitasking. We're not efficient when multitasking. You're much more efficient at doing one thing at a time and focusing on that. So, and that goes for minutes to hours to weeks to months, like I'm saying. So, one thing is to have a priority. What's the number one thing that you have to get done today? Be ruthless about it. Like, if I only had one thing to do today, this week, this month, what would it be? And stick to that. And then, of course, we have, as a mompreneur, I can't only think about my business. So a one thing for business can't be my one thing. And when it is, that's when my life falls off balance. But you have to have, so I have a planner insert that I designed that says live, work, bloom. So the live is for my home life and for my family life. So what's the one thing that has to be done today in home and family? Work is what's the one thing that I have to do for work? Is it client work, or is it not just client work, but is it designing the landing page for my client? One thing. And then bloom is personal. Taking that time for yourself. What's that one thing? Is it getting a manicure? Is it taking a bubble bath? Something for you. So the next common mistake, like I was about to say, that I struggle with and I have to put myself into check is putting a project in the place of my one thing. So have you guys ever woke up like, ooh, I'm about to kill it today? And have your to-do list like from here to China, and then the day ends and you're like, oh, only got 3 things done today? So that happens when you put a project in the place of a to-do or of a one thing. So for instance, I would be like, my top priority, design a website. No, not about to happen today, the whole thing. So now I'll put, design the homepage, because I can do that in a day. So that's a common mistake. Remember, when you're setting your priority and doing your weekly and daily to-do list, to put individual action steps. Call this person, email this person, or you can put emails, if it's going to be within an hour, you can put it as a one thing. But if it's going to be longer than an hour, then that needs to be a whole project broken out into different days. Let's see. I spoke about not accounting for all of your life. And then theming your days. So this has helped me become a lot more efficient because it's that thing of multitasking. Again, when you multitask, you're constantly switching tasks. And how many of you will be focused in on doing something, then you get a call, and then you get off the call and you're like, gosh, what was I doing? Right. That's the effect of multitasking. It doesn't work as efficiently as saying, I'm going to turn my phone off right now and work for 25 minutes straight on this one task. Or I'm going to work today on this one thing, because it's not going to be having your brain move from focus to focus. So I'm about to start my blog, and I'm going to be writing my blog post. So if you have to write emails, write them all at one time versus checking your email at 9 a.m., checking it at 9:30, 10:55, 11:34. It's keep switching your mind, and then it takes a lot of time in between. You don't realize how much to get back to that task. So for weeks, you have 3 to 5 mini weekly projects. Okay. Next thing is daily habits. So one thing I've really been struggling with implementing consistently, but every single time I do it, I have an amazing day, and I feel amazing about myself, and that's the morning routine. So that's exactly what Tiffany was describing. When she was saying that she added it gradually, which is fine for you to do, but she would read her Bible, then she would sit in silence. So I'm reading this book called The Miracle Morning by Hal A. and he suggests a miracle morning happen within the first hour you wake up, as early as you can get up, because you get ahead of the day. And it feels amazing. It really does. I hate getting up. I love to sleep. But every time I do it, I feel so much better about myself. So the first thing he says is to be in silence, which for me as a Christian is prayer and meditation. And then the next thing he says is scribing, which is writing. And for that part, that's when I do my, if it's the week before, I'll do my week. And if it's the day before, I'll either do my planning for my day. I'll either do it the night before or the morning before everything. So it's silence, so it's writing, it's exercise, and that could be, it's what I've come to find out. I was giving myself such a hard time at first. I need to exercise, sweat, and do all of this. But I would still feel great about myself if I just took a 20-minute walk. It was still better than not doing anything.
That's right.
So whatever that may be, doing some sit-ups, doing some whatever. The next thing is visualization. So don't let that mood board, that vision board go to waste. Look at it every single morning and imagine yourself where you're going to be at the end of this quarter, at the end of this year, in 5 years. And read your perfect day exercise every day. And just imagine yourself and get all of those good feelings that are going to keep you motivated to keep pushing. The next thing is affirmations. So this is something I just started doing as well. And affirmations are basically dispelling those dispelling those negative thoughts and turning them into something positive. Yes. So one of the things I told you, I'm not there yet where I like to welcome impromptu visitors because I have 2 toddlers and I'm just not ready for that. So one of my affirmations is I'm clean and organized and ready to accept unwelcome visitors. It's so simple, but it's my truth, and I have to start telling myself what I want to be versus what I am right now. Right? The next thing is reading. So what I like to do is read something. If my theme this month is on growing my email list, I'll read or listen to an Audible book. Let's be honest, I listen to Audible books more than I get out a book and read these days. But I love to listen to a book when I'm doing my walking or after I do my meditation, but on something dealing with the topic of where I'm trying to go. So educate yourself constantly. Always be a forever learner. All right, so back to the daily habits. This is a huge thing for me. Like I told you, my family, everybody has always known time has been a struggle for me. So I try to do planning without having the times next to it, but I don't really have a concept of time. Have you ever heard when budgeting, every dollar has a name? Every plan has a time when you're planning. So from just like you did the very detailed perfect exercise, you can do a perfect day exercise planning wise as well. So at 6 a.m. I wake up, or 5 a.m. I wake up, and then 7 a.m. I start getting the kids ready, and then 7:30 we're walking out the door, like super detailed. If you're good with time, you don't probably have to get as detailed as me. But even though I'm imperfect in that, it definitely helps me stay on task. And like, okay, I've worn out of my time that I had to work on this. I have to move on to the next thing. Don't forget, like I said, to include yourself in your business, in your own personal business, in your day or in your week. Don't forget about that. And then, so gonna move a little. Does anybody have any questions about planning or anything like that? Are y'all learning anything?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So, the first
book you said, it was like something you kind of did as an opening. I just liked it, and I missed a couple.
Okay.
It was
I got you.
It said yearly goal setting plus monthly something and weekly routines plus daily habits.
Yes.
Can you just repeat that something?
Yes, it says yearly goals plus monthly actions plus weekly routines plus daily habits equals a well-designed life. And actually, speaking of that, I told you Day Designer was my first planner, and I still use it. I'm gonna get into that right quick before we switch gears. But my theme or mantra for my life is curating my life. I'm trying to create and design a life that I want to live, the person that I want to be. I was talking to one of the business owners in the back. She was so lovely. But I just quit my job in March of this year to go full-time as an entrepreneur. And that's part of me designing my life. Figuring out my purpose was a huge thing for me. When you do know your purpose, you're pulled. It's not an optional thing once you know.
Yes.
You have to work on it. You have to do something about it, or God will give you unrest.
Yes.
Okay? So let's talk a little bit about planners real quick. So I'm going to be launching a series of printable planner inserts, daily planning, weekly planning, monthly planning, things that you can print out and kind of customize your own thing for what works for your life. Meal planning, budget planning, all of those things. But I just want to show you guys some different planning options. So this is an Erin Condren planner, and these are really popular. There's a whole planner world. It's really weird, but I was like in there, okay, like hashtag planner girl. But Erin Condren, looks like this inside. It looked like this, and actually the first thing that I was going to start, and I'm just going to stop and say this, but I know we have 2 coaches for sure in here, but turning my visions into a reality didn't happen until I got a coach. It's very important, and I forget one of the quotes someone said that someone taught them, but you definitely want to learn from somebody who is where you are. I have spent thousands, and still, I'm in a group coaching program right now online. I've never met this girl from Australia, okay? I followed her YouTube channel, but I'm paying her hundreds of dollars every month to be in this global group of entrepreneurs. They're from Australia, they're from St. Lucia, they're from Germany, they're from all over the globe, and it's a blessing to kind of makes you feel, if that's, for me, that's part of my goal, to be a global thought leader. So to have even this little bit of learning with these people and knowing that at the end of this, when we're on our journeys, I have places to go. I have places to start to become this actual global thought leader. So start with the baby steps and get a coach. I have a coach, another online coaching program that's $49 a month. That was what I started with. And it's the best $49 a month I spend because the support and the guidance is literally invaluable to my journey. So anyway, this is the Erin Condren, and what I brought up the coaching for is I was starting, my plan when I was gonna quit my job was to start with planner stickers because I'm a graphic designer, and I told you there's this weird underground world. And I fell in love with planner stickers. I always had a problem going back to my planner, and planner stickers helped me want to go back. And it gave you an excuse as an adult to use stickers again.
There you go.
But, okay, so this is, let me show you guys first how planner stickers look. This is called a happy planner, and this is an example of planner stickers. It looks, the bare pages look like that. But when you put planner stickers, and that's, you know, that's how it gets. So, another one from Christmas. But anyway, this is called a Happy Planner, and you can get these at Hobby Lobby or whatever like that. And this is, so the first one I showed you, the Erin Condren, is a ring-bound planner. And it's good because it's compact, but I like to customize things. And so that's when I fell in love with the disc-bound planner. So it's the same, it's compact, again, like a ring-bound, but hold on. Character pages, and I can put it back in. So I love these because I started designing my own inserts. So I love the disc bound planner, and I also like a binder, like Target dollar spot binders. Oh my God! So this is an example of some planner stickers from Target. But you know, checklists. I use like a coffee sticker when I have a meeting. You know, like a business meeting. Stars when I'm rocking it out. A heart or the XO for date night. And then life happens, and then I don't have time to be pretty with stickers. So a lot of times lately I've been going back to my first day designer. I mean, I buy them. Even if I don't use them, I always buy the new day designer because it works for my life. And my printable inserts are based off of that book, The One Thing. So it has a priority, your number one most important thing. It has that priority system of your to-dos. But like I said, I also have weekly, monthly, the music. So whatever system you use, you need two things. You need a actual planner to actually write your to-dos and prioritize your list. But you also need a notebook to journal and kind of break those things out. You know, so if it's designing a website, what other elements do you need? Where are you going to take notes? And in addition to those paper planners, I use a digital system. So I use Google iCalendar to kind of see everything. You can share them, like with your family. If they say, what have you been doing all day? You can say, here it is. And then I also use Trello, which is a free task management system that I use it for everything. It's so customizable. Okay, so I'll really quickly, let's see. My last two things was just, if you are a business owner or even an aspiring business owner, you need to have a strategic online presence. So that's knowing exactly who your client is, your ideal, that one thing. I use that in all areas of my life. So if you have to choose one person, you know, make up a person in your head or think of a celebrity that will be the perfect ideal client for you, and dive into that person and their needs and their lifestyle and their, you know, what you can solve for them. All good products and services solve a problem. Okay, the next thing is to having a content plan. Knowing what you're going to share, when, and why. Okay, so you don't want to just sell. People don't like that anymore. People want meaningful products. They want to know who you are as a business owner, all of that. So develop that into your content plan. On Mondays, you're going to live stream. On Tuesdays, you're going to give them a tip. what is it going to be? Have a plan for how you share. Next thing is having branded colors and a logo and imagery. And the reason it's further down the list because it's not the most important thing. It's having a client avatar, knowing their needs, and meeting those needs first. If you don't have a website, fine. You'll get to that. But you will build better products, a better logo, a better website, a better everything once you know who your target audience is. They'll tell you how they want to do things. They'll say, oh, I would love if you had this, and then boom, you have a sale. My husband just gave me the fingers. Okay. Social media is the last thing of having a strategic social media presence. I do have a new free download that you can get if you go to brandglam.co. That's the 10 mistakes business owners make on Instagram. Okay, and then of course, you do want to get them off of the platform you don't own onto your email list and onto your website. Wow. The last very thing is gratitude. Tony Robbins said, you can't be both angry and grateful. And it's so true. So part of growing in gracefulness and as a girl boss is being thankful for who you are, where you are right now. Be thankful for breath in your body, food in your back, clothes, food in your home and clothes on your back. Be grateful. Okay, so again, if you want to connect with me, my website is brandglam.co, and I'm building a new website, but I still have things I can share with you right now. And I have a Facebook group. Oh, okay. I have a Facebook group called Brand Glam Game, and it's for creativepreneurs that want to glam, grow, and monetize their online presence. So I hope I was a little bit helpful to you guys. Yes, BRANDGLAM.co, not .com, .co. Thank you so much for your time.